It is time for the Rural Intelligence Report with Mark Williams, ruralintelligence.com, the one stop to find out what's going on in our area, what's coming up in our area, and what has been going on in our area. And also, it's a stop for the man in the big red clothing and the big white beard. No, I'm not talking about Mark Williams. I'm talking about Santa Claus. Happy holidays, Mark.
Thank you very much indeed. Happy holidays to you. I'm trying to lose that extra weight that I seem to put on to imitate Father Christmas, I must admit. So that's good. Now, but we've got this week is traditionally gets a bit quieter. People are beginning to get organized for the family visiting or to go off to the family and whatever it is. But actually, in between all that, there are some lovely events going on. So we certainly can talk about them. And I think we've found some interesting, slightly different things to do this week as well.
Well, why don't we start off with A Christmas Carol in 3 different locations?
Yeah, I was first introduced to the theatre, as it were, in London when I was growing up at Christmas, because it's the time when people want to celebrate. And one of the great celebrations is the Christmas Carol, the Dickens Tale. And throughout the region that we've mentioned over the last few weeks, that it's going on in a whole lot of places. And I just thought it might be worthwhile. It's going into its final week in most places. Just mentioning where they are, because if you want to introduce your children to the magic of theatre, this is a wonderful opportunity. So on now and then running through next Saturday, the 22nd, in Pittsfield, the Colonial Theatre has got a very traditional Christmas Carol. It's traditional because it's got a very large cast. There's some professional actors mixed in with some locals who are playing, and it really, there's a lot of music in it as well. And so it is a lovely traditional Christmas event. So that's up at the Colonial Theatre in Pittsfield. But then if you go on down and running through next Sunday, I think December the 3rd, there's the Centre for Performing Arts at Rhinebeck has got their really traditional Christmas carol. This is the 13th year that Diana DeGrande will be directing their Christmas Carol, and it really is a traditional favorite for the area. It's starring just local people from the centre, who are really involved in the Centre for Performing Arts. So a lot of them will be back, and you'll know a lot of a number of them are real favorites in the area. So that's a great event to go to. And then this one we've talked about in the past, but not at this location, in Hudson. And it's starting actually on Friday, December the 21st, but it's running through Monday evening, the 24th, in Hudson at Solaris, which is at 360 Warren Street. They're having a really lovely solo show. It's called A Christmas Carol at Solaris, and it features David Anderson of the Walking the Dog Theatre, and he's done this in various other locations as well. He's been doing this for many years, and he takes on all the parts in the story and brings it all to life in an incredibly simple, dramatic way, but not, it's nothing. He doesn't need all of the props and whatever it is. It just creates it there in front of your eyes. It's just absolutely magical. So that's on. Obviously, with all of these events, whether it's in Hudson, whether it's in Rhinebeck, whether it's Pittsfield, you do have to check out the times. You get there you can go via Rural Intelligence, click on the links and whatever, or you can check it out directly from their websites. By the way, the lovely thing about A Christmas Carol at Solaris in Warren, on Warren Street, is that it's free. So it's a great opportunity, as I say, to introduce children, and the price is right. So check those all out, and they will take you almost up to Christmas Day as well.
Winter Lights at Namkeg on December 23rd.
Yep, it's on now and running through December the 30th. So after Christmas, in Stockbridge, Numkeg has these absolutely wonderful winter lights. Now, I've spoken to so many people in the last few weeks who've been to this, and I thought I'd better repeat it as well, because it sounds, and I am actually going to take our family when they all arrive for Christmas. It sounds absolutely spectacular. So the first thing to say is this is the first year this has happened. What they've done is taken Numkeg, which is a spectacular garden, and they have illuminated it with thousands and thousands of holiday lights and light installations. So you walk around the grounds and you get to see at night, and you get to see them lit up absolutely gloriously. Now, each weekend as well, they have different performances from local groups and companies, and there are all sorts of activities as well with special guests. A lot of live music, obviously. There are children's activities and more. So do think about going if you're looking for, especially on a chilly night, looking for something that's fun, unusual, and really spectacular. The trustees of the reservations have gone out a bit on a limb and done this for the first time this year. It's been an enormous amount of work, I do know that. But it looks as though it's been a really spectacular success. So you may well see me in the next week or so as I bring the family up to see it. And it's been meticulously executed. So check that out. It's called Winter Lights at Numkeg, and it's on, and it runs through December 30th.
Running now through December 21st in Rhinebeck, New York, The Favorite.
Well, I mentioned this because I suddenly realized last night I went to, I mentioned last week that I was going to the Berkshire International Film Festival showing of Scrooged, because Karen Allen is in it, our local actress. And it's a really fun Christmas, obviously, show, just the sort of thing you see on the TV or in the theatre or whatever it is. And it was lovely. She was saying, she was talking after the show and saying this is one of the first times she's seen it on the big screen, which always makes me laugh a bit when the stars say they haven't actually seen it in the theatre. And I suddenly realized that at Upstate Films in Rhinebeck, they are showing a film with another local actress. I don't think she's going to be coming along to talk, unfortunately. She's got other things on a plate at the moment. But nevertheless, she is a fantastic actress. So they're showing The Favorite. It's a period drama based on 18th century England. England's at war with the French, and they have a very sickly Queen Anne, who's played by Olivia Colman, and she's on the throne at that time. But in fact, because she's so ill, her close friend, Lady Sarah, the Duchess of Marlborough, who's actually played by Rachel Weisz, ends up running the country by controlling Parliament. So it's all about the interplay between the two of them, because suddenly Sarah's the distant cousin Abigail arrives and starts to finagle her way to become the Queen's companion, and the tensions rise, and there's this enormous interplay between these three women who obviously have the control of the country and all that at stake. So it's absolutely fascinating to see. Rachel Weisz is a fantastic actress. She lives locally, so it's great fun. Obviously, you have to check out the Upstate Films website for times. But do check that out. That sounds lovely.
We will move on to Stockbridge, Massachusetts on the 18th.
Yeah, we aren't just blessed with incredible actresses living in the area, but we are blessed with some incredible singers as well. There's a whole series of Tuesday club meetings in Stockbridge at the First Congregational Church. And the meetings are on about all sorts of things. But on Tuesday, December the 18th, that's, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they are having an event which is really sort of world class. Marjorie Eleanor Dix, who is the mezzo-soprano, is getting together with Jean Stackhouse, who works at the Berkshire Music School, for what they're calling a holiday potpourri. It's a program of holiday music. And the thing about Marjorie Dix is that she is a world-class mezzo-soprano. She actually normally performs with the Metropolitan Opera, but there she will be in Stockbridge on Tuesday afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And she's going to be singing a whole series of really wonderful pieces. And the nice thing is, by the way, is that Barbara Allen, who's the curator of the Stockbridge Museum, is actually going to be introducing them all. So definitely, if you love just enjoying really great music, then this is an opportunity to see a great musician just locally in Stockbridge on a Tuesday afternoon. Wonderful.
December 20th. Head north, young men and women. Head north.
Yes. The Taconic Golf Club is hosting a Wrap It Up sale. It's the North Berkshire Southern Vermont Potter Sale. And if you're looking for that last-minute gift, which I think I probably will be doing, then this is an opportunity. The North County and Southern Vermont has tremendous number of potters, and some of them are really well known sort of nationally as well. So there's Jack Shedlock, Helen Olshever, Stephanie Boyd, Amrita Lesh, and there are a whole lot of other local potters as well, ceramic artists, I guess you'd almost call them. Anyway, they are there. They are going to be showing at the Taconic Golf Club starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon up in Williamstown, and so you can go shop for a few last-minute gifts, and you can enjoy a cocktail, and they are apparently promising some special finger foods as well, which will be great fun. So that's on Thursday, December the 20th, starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
On December 21st in Sheffield, Massachusetts, the Racebrook Lodge has an event.
Yes, well, we always think of this time as around Christmas, but in fact, actually, there's another important event going on the 21st, and that is the winter solstice. And the Racebrook Lodge, the people at Racebrook Lodge haven't forgotten that, and they're putting on a big ball. It's to celebrate it, and it looks it's going to be pretty wild. And I thought I'd mention it to a few people. So, first of all, let's put it in context. Racebrook Lodge is in Sheffield. It has some great spaces for events, and so it's logical that they should put it on here. They're bringing in a group from Hudson called the Dust Bowl Fairies, who are pretty wild. So go to YouTube if you want to check out who they are. Just type in Dust Bowl Fairies into YouTube, and a number of their videos come up. They're going to be joined by some other locals, Heather Fish, and some other friends as well. And they are suggesting people come in costume. I'll tell you about that in a second. But there's there's going to be dancing, all sorts of fun rituals, and then these wild costumes as well if you want. So they're suggesting people go dressed as woodland creatures, winter nymphs, elves, sprites, pixies, witches, wizards, genies, centaurs, unicorns, fairy princesses, all sorts of things. I think it's going to be a really wild evening. But the thing they say is that everyone is welcome, whether you come costumed or whether you come dressed more conventionally, that's fine. It will be a wild evening at the Racebrook Lodge on Friday, December the 21st at 7 o'clock in the evening.
Well, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to Dalton, Massachusetts from there on the 21st.
Yeah, this is a slightly different event, also celebrating, I guess, the winter solstice. The Stationery Factory up there in Dalton have a fantastic venue, which they really have been spending a lot of money on for rock groups. And on Friday at 8 o'clock in the evening, they're bringing the Whiskey Treaty Roadshow and Johnny Iron into town, and they're having a holiday extravaganza. If you are looking for a great rock concert this holiday, then this is the one to go to. He is fantastic fun. It's rock and roll, it's roots music, folk and classic Americana. It really is going to be a great evening up there at the Stationery Factory. So do check that out if you get a chance on Friday, December the 21st.
On December 22nd in Ghent, New York, the full moon hike at Mud Creek.
Yeah, I like to intersperse and talk about things that are outside as well as inside, if I can. It's not only is it one of the longest nights of the year, as it were, but it's also a full moon. And down in Ghent at the Mud Creek Environmental Learning Centre, they are inviting people to come out and explore Mud Creek under the glow of the full moon. And apparently, I didn't know this, a full moon in December is called the cold moon or long night's moon. So anyway, you can go. It's not a long trail. They're only talking about a half a mile's trail or so. But it's a guided trail. And you get to find out more about the creatures that are around and what's going on, and learn about the environment. And it's all arranged by the Columbia County Soil and Water Conservation District. So good for them to put something on like that. So it sounds really interesting. That's Saturday, December the 22nd. At the Mud Creek Environmental Learning Center at 7:30 in the evening.
On December 22nd in Annandale, New York, Annandale-on-Hudson, that is, at Red Hook, there's a great event going on.
Well, it's a Bard College, and they are actually bringing in Cecily McLaurin-Salvant and Dan Tepfer for a French evening, Les Belles Chansons Françaises. So Cecile is a multiple Grammy Award-winning vocalist. She is returning for an amazing winter concert, accompanied by this French-American virtuoso piano player, Dan Tepfer. She is singing music, and from what I call the great French songbook, songs from Edith Piaf, Jacques Brel, Serge Gainsbourg, and more. And all of them are sung in French. It should be just a lovely evening as well. That's at 7:30 at Bard College, Annandale-on-Hudson, on Saturday, December the 22nd.
We'll keep going on the 22nd for a great event, which is coming to Great Barrington.
Yeah, this one I had to put in because it's more like the Great American Songbook. John Pizzarelli and Jessica Molaski are back at the Mahawi on Saturday, the 22nd, for a live Radio Deluxe show. They record them at the Mahawi. So if you want to be as part of the background to these shows, it's great fun. John Pizzarelli and Jessica Molaski, I guess, have been recording their American Songbook radio program, Radio Deluxe, for many, many years indeed. And this year it's going to be with special guests. Is it Melcher Adnet, I think, and Duduka de Fonseca? I don't know who these people are, but I'm sure that they'll be good because it will be one of their big Christmas shows. It will be their live Christmas show, I guess. So it's really significant. And many of our listeners will know this show, I'm sure. So it's your chance to go along and really enjoy some great music and songs put together with some dialogue as well. So do check that out. That's at the Mahawi on Saturday evening, the 22nd, at 8 o'clock in the evening.
You might have won a prize for using the most letters of the alphabet in two names in the history of mankind at that one there, right there. Let's move on December 22nd to Chatham, New York.
Yeah, I saw this, and I know a lot of our listeners will be really interested in this. The Crandall Theatre's got a film on, which it sounds absolutely fascinating. It's called Pick of the Litter. And it also looks as though it's a sort of a great Christmas seasonal documentary as well. The film is a documentary. It follows a litter of puppies from the moment they're born, and they are potential guide dogs for the blind. And the camera really follows them for 2 years through this training period where they grow up and they train to become dogs who are guiding blind people, and particularly keeping them out of harm's way. And you see how they are how they are trained, but they actually have great fun doing it, and it's a really it's a enormous team of people who are put together to work on bringing these guide dogs up to real scratch. And the stakes are pretty high, apparently, because not every dog really actually manages to make it. So it's quite a moving film one way and another to show how important these puppies are. Great fun. Film, I'm sure, great for the kids to go to. It's not just full of puppies, but it is instructional as well. So that starts on December the 22nd. It runs actually through December the 24th at the Crandall Theatre. And again, you're going to have to check out the times for the different shows there.
Well, we can wrap things up in Kinderhook, New York, with the celebration of Lessons and Carols.
Yeah, this is a really popular local event every year, and on Sunday, the 23rd. It's in the afternoon around 4 o'clock. Well, it is at 4 o'clock. At the Kinderhook Reformed Church, they have this big celebration of lessons and carols. They bring in a local choir and it's a choir of 40 people. And they have all sorts of choral works from Bach, Holst, Saint-Saëns, Vaughan Williams, others as well. And they intersperse it with lots of readings which are appropriate for the time of year. And it's a magical event. It's on Sunday at the Kinderhook Reformed Church. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so definitely check that out. And by the way, again, that will be pretty full, so you might want to get there a little early if possible.
All right, and that'll wrap it up for this week. I know my best to you and your family at Rural Intelligence for a happy holiday season, Mark. And
thank you very much, and a really happy sort of holidays and a healthy 2019 to everyone out there as well. That's fantastic. Thank you very much.